Thanks, people. Welcome along to AVFTS Wrexham. I hope you're well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this video. Thank you for tuning in. And first of all, a bit of an apology for me. Something completely out of my hands, something that I had no control of, is that I actually missed the majority of the watch along. Hence why we're doing this video right now. Unfortunately, we got stuck in a horrendous traffic jam on the M5 today. And with that, it impacted my ability to get home. My youngest daughter had a football game, and during that football game, we had to travel out a bit. As we were coming in, we left plenty of time, and we got hit with the most horrendous accident. So I do want to apologise for not being able to do the watch along that I was so looking forward to. It'd been 2 weeks, 2 whole weeks since Wrexham had basically played their last game. So I am here now. Massive apologies, as I said, coming out there. And I did put something in the chat to explain that. Worst case as well, my phone died. So I couldn't even put a message out to you guys to say, hence why the watch along was live and direct. But I've seen so many people in the comment section. Big up to some of the mods. Big up to Les and Jamie. I think he was keeping it calm and happy in there. But also big up to those. We had two people as well who also got a membership. Big up to Joanne Rowe and big up to Alexandra Hururi for becoming a member of the channel. Really do appreciate it. So that's a little apology. That's a little side note. And I really do appreciate everyone who is here. As I said, do smash a like if you haven't. Do subscribe to the channel if you're new. And let's lock in now to the real crux of everything, which is FC Groningen 3, Wrexham 1. What a weird day for football as well, really. Let's just be real and straight up with that one. What a weird day for football. Because obviously, Parky alluded in his interview yesterday how today was going to look. Two 90-minute games played against the same opposition with two different lineups. And all of a sudden I was like, so we're not actually going to get to see all of the new boys, and we're not going to get to see everyone on the pitch together. And so what I want to start with is work in chronological order. Is the first thing that happened today was the Wrexham side that played this morning. And I think that was something really key to discuss. The Wrexham side that played this morning. So the first 11 that took to the pitch today was Danny Ward, O'Connell, Cody, Brunt. Great to see Connor Cody in there. Longman, Evans, Ashfield, Lee, McLean, Palmer, and Smith. A very mixed 11, a very different 11. And what obviously is really key there is there's some new signings in amongst that. One being, of course, the man who's just joined literally the other day, Connor Cody, in the heart of that defence. Danny Ward, of course, another new signing. But very much the rest are familiar faces. And there's even the likes of Palmer getting a good 70 minutes out there, Elliot Lee as well. And I thought, He's really has mixed the teams up. I wasn't sure if he was going to go for a more youthful side and then a more experienced side. I wasn't sure how he's going to play it. But you can see this was the Wrexham side that played this morning. And that's really key to note because I thought, what a weird format of today. And unfortunately, when you look at it, Wrexham took the double L today. Wrexham took the double L. They actually lost 1-0 this morning. That's the side what went out. Completely different game, completely different spectacle to what was this afternoon. But it says here the Red Dragons fell to a late defeat in the first back-to-back matches against FC Groningen today. Danny Ward, of course, found himself the busier of the two keepers early on as he was forced into multiple saves to keep the sides level. Harry Ashfield was unlucky not to break the deadlock after his powerful curling effort was tipped onto the bar. That's been the theme of Harry Ashfield, by the way. And this is, again, for anyone who's just joined, this was the game that happened this morning. Not the one that Wrexham televised at a 2 p.m. kickoff. Ashfield, of course, someone on the Down Under tour who looked sharp, but just didn't look like he could find the back of the net. Into the second half, both teams rang the changes with several academy graduates in the field. Sam Smith found joy in behind the back line. However, the keeper was able to keep him at bay. And that is another highlight of this morning, is that, as I said, academy graduates there. With 2 minutes remaining, the hosts were able to capitalise on a loose pass and fire them into a late and subsequent win. I think what's key, though, is that we've got to look at the fact that Danny Ward got good minutes under his belt again today and was kept busy. Again, you see 2 minutes later, Ward again denied him, and after the pace was able to wriggle free and fire a powerful effort towards goal. What was key though for me is a couple of takers from this. that we want to go back to down here is number one, new signing Connor Cody slots straight into the lineup and gets minutes ready to go for next weekend in that back three. You can also see that the squad depth that Wrexham have to be able to field that side this morning and then to field the other 11 they did today is absolutely mental, nuts, unbelievable. There's experience there. But what a key indication to me is the likes of Elliot Lee, Palmer. They are boys for me who are really looking in danger of not being part of this squad. They really do look like they may even struggle to make the matchday squads because, again, they are the ones who got sacrificed 70 minutes in. The rest played the full 90. So when you look at Phil Parkinson and his mindset, the idea of today was to give as many players 90 minutes game time because, as I said, there's been that long layoff, that long break. And Parky had decided to take off Palmer and Lee. Sacrificial lambs, that first one. Shows again, are they in that mindset? Are they someone who's going to have prolonged minutes in a Wrexham shirt next season? But second of all, the other thing for me is what are the combinations and pairings going to be? Is it going to be O'Connell now having to fight for a right centre-back position over Cleworth? Brunt, of course, played alongside Cody, and that was brilliant. You've got Longman and McLean who are playing on the flanks today, which I also thought was very interesting, that he went with those two in one side, and then Barney played in the other team. And we're going to get into the other team in a minute. And clear as day, the side that played at 2 p.m. today had the better striking combinations and attackers. So lots to chew on, so to speak. Lots to chew on in that regards. Let's get the team then that faced Wrexham. Let's get the team that faced the Groningen side this afternoon, who again, very interesting selection from Phil Parkinson. But yeah, bigger Glenda. Yeah, I'm absolutely gutted that I missed the game today. As I said, luckily I wasn't involved in the car crash, but I was involved in the long jam, and I couldn't believe how long it took. And the worst bit is no charger in my car, no phone to be able to literally comment on the stream. I'm going to be late, so we had to ride it out. And yeah, got home in one piece, which is the main thing. But yeah, thank you, Glenda. So let's have a look at this then. The Wrexham side to play, again, caught my attention. A few things. Arthur starts in goal. He's got Max in his normal place and Tom O'Connor in the other, and Scar. Now, if we talk about that squad depth of Wrexham, Wrexham can field two very strong back threes. And that's proven in the lineup today. O'Connell, Cody and Brunt in one game, Cleworth, Scar and O'Connor in the second. On paper, I thought this team should be a little bit stronger in defence because of the youthfulness of it, if I'm honest. Then he played Barney on one, and then we got to see the new signing Libby Kakiche on the left. So again, James McLean and him fighting out for a position. And then the midfield had the new boy Lewis O'Brien, who was excited to see, Matty James and George Dobson. And I thought Dobson sort of played really well today. But here again, there's still people missing from that midfield. Thomason didn't play in the squad today, the boy from Bolton. Of course, as well, we know Rathbone has got his boot off. He's going to be available and fit. But you can see there, he then went with none other than WINDASS and Ryan Hardy. And listen, I love that combination. And as you can see in the title, WINDASS, if you want to take a positive away today, the impact of Josh WINDASS in this side is there for everyone to see. Absolutely there for everyone to see. He is a born leader, the way he maneuvers, his positioning, he's clever. He's really, really good. Really, really going to be a key part for everyone in this side. I really do believe that. I really feel that WINDASS is going to be the man. And of course, Wrexham did fall to an early goal, 18 minutes in. Again, must say Arthur. I don't know what people's thoughts have been of Arthur lately, but I wouldn't say that he's had the most stable games in pre-season. And yeah, my biggest concern is not Arthur. It's not the defence. It's this. The lack of goals in this Wrexham side is a big problem that we must talk about. If you take all the pre-season games, and even today, The lack of goals Wrexham have scored are absolutely staggering. Staggering. Wrexham simply have not made good use of these fixtures in front of goal and getting their eye in. And that worries me. That worries me a little bit. And the reason why it worries me is they had to rely on an own goal in Down Under. They've had to rely on a WINDASS goal today, who's just came in. They, of course, again, you could say, oh, but they scored 3 past Melbourne Victory. I'm not going to lie. The Melbourne Victory game, the Evans goal summed it up for me. It was a P roller. Their goalkeeper was embarrassing. Their goalkeeper was poor. And, of course, Hardy got his debut goal. But, again, Sydney, it was an own goal. Wellington Phoenix, no goals scored. Groningen today, WINDASS. The goals are an issue and the lack of creativity. Something needs to click. Now, you could say, but we've got all these new players and we need them to gel and we've got to find the right combinations. There is a point in that. There is a point in that. But for me, without that presence of WINDASS today, again, you would be questioned, where are the goals coming from? Smith is yet to be back training. Smith is going to miss the opening game of the season. I think the strike partnership is going to be Hardy and WINDASS going into this game against Southampton. Palmer, Marriott blanking in pre-season. Hardy got his goal against Melbourne. WINDASS got his goal today, but I've got a question. Where is the creativity coming from this Wrexham side? Barney and Longman on the right, McLean and Libby Kakache on the left. And this is where I think, again, we're talking about reinforcements, the likes of Kiefer Moore to come in, the likes of Broadhead, players that are needed to bolster Wrexham's attack. And WINDASS can play deeper if he needs. But quite frankly, I am worried about the lack of goals. People, I am worried about the lack of goals. I'm worried about the lack of substance, and I'm worried about where are those goals going to come from. And I want to know people's thoughts as well. Where do you feel and think those goals will come from? My personal opinion, without overreacting, is I'm not going too drastic because I've seen a few people say stuff, and I'm going to show you one of the comments to back that up. Is we need to find the best 11. My one concern of this pre-season is I've yet to see, because of the lack of games and Southampton literally next weekend, Parky's not been able to put on his best 11. What is Wrexham's best 11? I've just talked about the back three. 2 different combinations, 2 both strong. What is his best back 3 defenders? Who will play right wing back and who will play left wing back? Who are the 3 central midfielders he wants to go for? And then who's the strike partner? Something that needs to happen. And so when you go to this comment here from Treble, find a team to play Tuesday. Any Prem 21s, non-league. Think this team need it. Don't know what it is with Parkinson and strikers apart from Josh. All other in both games they failed to score. It's a friendly, but they got 3. Look, some of his substance there is waffle, but he absolutely needs to find probably another game midweek to get more minutes into the guys, to get more patterns of play, and to get a more consistent 11. The wing backs for me are what worry me. The wing backs are for me what worries me. The creativity. The creativity. Now, we've seen this story before with Wrexham. We've seen how pre-season has impacted the start of the league campaign. We've seen how that has impacted the first month or so. Championship, some of the fixtures we've got in the first month are not easy. Southampton's a really grueling test straight away. I worry and do wonder if Wrexham are truly ready for that first game and going to be able to fight where they need to. The time, in my opinion, throughout the season will click, will gel. The 11 will be put together. Parkinson will have his best 15 or 16. But right now, I don't feel very prepared going into this first game. And I must admit, the fact that we've played 2 90-minute games today with 2 different sides probably sums it up for me. Probably sums it up that the 2 11s don't work. What should have happened today, really, is you bring your 15, 16 best players. You don't need any of those academy lads, and you get as much minutes out of a good 15, 16 strong players. So if there is a game midweek, maybe you can find a fixture, perfect. But I must say, I don't feel prepared. Don't feel prepared. Good morning to Julie as well. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to anyone who's watching this. But ultimately, the 3-1 defeat, it's something that we're not gonna, chew on and say, awful result, not the best to play. It's about getting minutes into those players. That was the idea of today. Park even said it. I want to get 90 minutes in. I want to get people fit and firing, and I want to have a look at the new players. That's fine. But today, for me, if you want to take a positive, it's a first goal in Wrexham for Mr. Josh WINDASS, who is going to be absolute fire. Lewis O'Brien as well, I thought he looked good. I thought he looked ticky-tacky. But today is all about WINDASS's debut goal. And, of course, Lewis O'Brien getting more minutes, Connor Cody playing. Let's see what happens. Southampton is ticking away. The league is coming, and we've got a lot of content to cover this week. We've got a feeling that Kiefer Moore and Broadhead will be announced in the next 48 hours. I also think that then it's time to settle down, build a squad, build some consistency, and go and do what's good. But my genuine early prediction right now is, I don't think we are ready for the first flow of the season. I think it's going to take probably, if I was to be really honest, I think you're going to see Wrexham probably click and start to look better around here. I would say around this game. I'm going to show you now. I think Wrexham will start to, I think that's going to be a tough one. EFL Cup, depends what side he puts out on every rotates. And then West Brom at home is going to be a really tricky one. I think it's that Sheffield Wednesday game at home. 4, 5, and 6 games in. But that 4th game in, I think we'll see a Wrexham team start to click. That's where I'm putting it at. Maybe even QPR 13th of September. The first 5 or 6 games are not going to be pretty. That's my early prediction. The first 5 or 6 games are not going to be pretty. It's gonna lack continuity and flow. It's not going to quite click. But Wrexham are going to have to battle away, be tough to beat, and have a little bit of individual quality, whether it's through WINDASS, through Hardy, through whoever else comes through the door. But this team, when it clicks, when it gels, trust me, it's gonna cook. It's gonna be unbelievable in the Championship. So big up to each and every single one of you. Just a quick video to say I'm sorry that I couldn't do the watch on, completely out of my hands. Another video and another bit to really just have my thoughts and feelings on today. Today's exercise, still very pre-season friendly vibes. I'm a bit worrying considering there's a week to the start of the Championship. But nevertheless, all things are good at Wrexham. I hope things are good with you guys. We'll be back with lots of content this week, transfer announcements, rumours, and my EFL Championship prediction video. I'm going to tell you where I think Wrexham and the rest of the teams are going to finish. Make sure you lock in for that. Make sure your notification bell's on again. Once again, I genuinely send my sincere regards to anyone who's holding on for the watch along today. I really, really am sorry. But nevertheless, we will be back. I'm bowing out of here. Take care. Come on, Wrexham. 1 week away and this for real deal. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here. Take care. Ta-da.